We talk about stress like it's personal. I'm stressed, she's stressed, he needs to manage his stress. But what happens when entire societies are running under chronic economic pressure? The answer is in the data, and it's not comfortable. We've covered what stress does to individuals. It suppresses long-term thinking. It amplifies threat perception. It narrows focus to immediate survival. It depletes empathy. It makes people more susceptible to simple, emotionally charged explanations. These are well-documented neurological responses, not moral failings, biological responses to environmental pressure. Now scale that to millions of people across a generation. What do you get? You get measurable social change. Political polarization. Studies show it correlates with economic anxiety more strongly than with ideological disagreement. Declining social trust. In countries where economic inequality rose fastest, institutional trust fell fastest. The correlation isn't coincidental. Rising authoritarian preference. Research from Pippa Norris and Ronald Inglehart documents this clearly. Economic insecurity predicts demand for strong leaders who offer certainty. Declining birth rates. Not primarily a cultural phenomenon, primarily an economic calculation. People who feel unstable don't build families. Rising overdose and deaths of despair. Ann Case and Angus Deaton's research links these directly to economic dislocation in working communities. None of these are accidents. None are random cultural shifts. They are the predictable outputs of a population under sustained economic pressure. Here's where it gets important. Stressed societies are politically unstable. They want certainty. They want clear enemies. They want someone who speaks simply about complex problems. They want action, even when the action is misdirected. This is not new. Weimar Germany, 1930s Depression-era politics, Brexit anger. Every major political radicalization event in modern Western history was preceded by economic destabilization. People didn't suddenly become angry or extreme. They were desperate, and they were offered a simple story about who to blame. The story was almost always wrong, but it was emotionally satisfying, and that satisfaction was weaponized by people who wanted to direct attention away from the actual causes of the crisis. Right now, across the Western world, we are watching this process in real time. Economic anxiety is at generational highs. Institutional trust is at generational lows. Political polarization is accelerating. Simple blame narratives are more popular than complex structural analysis. This is what a society looks like when its people have been running under sustained pressure without adequate support, without slack, without stability, without a floor. And into that environment, different forces offer different stories. Some say it's immigrants, some say it's corporations, some say it's globalization, some say it's elites. The anger driving all those stories is the same. The story attached to it determines what gets done about it. Understanding that this is structural, not personal, not random, is the beginning of being able to respond to it clearly. Anger isn't the problem. Anger is information. The question is, where does it get directed? At other struggling people? Or at the structures and decisions that created the pressure in the first place? Next video, what a functional system actually looks like. Because understanding the problem is only the beginning. Subscribe. Sources in description. @TheWesternShift.